Hello, my hardworking students. This is your online tutor Roxana, and we are back with a video about equivalent fractions. So let's get started. I decided to skip the starters. I'm gonna go straight into the lesson from now on, where I'm gonna be giving you some examples on how to work with equivalent fractions, what they are, and then you're gonna do some practice, and then you can mark your answers. This is a channel for pupils who can't afford a tutor or pupils who are struggling with maths. You might or might not have special needs. Everything is visually explained and broken down into very small steps, so this is perfect for anyone who finds maths difficult. So welcome to my channel, and let's get started. This is an image of a fraction, and I'm just going to quickly show you. Let's just write this fraction first, and then I'm going to show you how else we can write this fraction. Right now, if you know how to read fractions, this fraction means 1 over 2, okay? This fraction means 1 over 2. Now, if we draw a line here, now we turned it into a different fraction. This fraction here is now 2 over 4. Okay, and these two, obviously, they are the same. Why are they the same? Because all I did was draw another line, but I didn't change the amount that was shaded. Okay, so let's just write another fraction. A half is also equal to, and I'm going to try to divide this by drawing another 2 lines. I'm gonna do them with blue so I don't make you confused. Okay, so now if you have to write this as a fraction, yeah, ignore the red line, imagine it's blue, then this is 4 out of 8. Okay, and let's just pause for a minute and look at these fractions. What do you notice? How would you get from a 2 to an 8 in terms of multiplication and division? Did you find it? So basically, you have to times by 4. And how would you get from a 1 to a 4? Timesing by 4. Exactly. Okay, so that is the recipe for creating an equivalent fraction. You take your initial fraction and you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Sometimes you are given the number, sometimes you are not given the number, and you have to find it depending on what exercise you're doing, because equivalent fractions have multiple applications in mathematics. And based on those applications, you're going to have to figure out what number you're going to be using here. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly go back and just write 1 over 2. And then here, I'm going to write the fraction that we had on the first example we did. So that was 2 over 4. Okay, and here, how do you find the amount? You look at 2, you look at 4, and you say, how much do I multiply the 2 in order to get 4? And that would be another 2. And here you have 1 multiplied by what gives you 2? 1 multiplied by 2. So this fraction was multiplied by 2 to give you this one. And before, we had the same fraction multiplied by 4 to give you the second fraction you had. Okay? And here is another example. This fraction right now is 2/3. 2/3. Now let's divide it. Okay, these squares are presumed to be equal. So let's count it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over 9. 6 over 9. How do you get from 3 to 9? Multiply by 3. How do you get from 2 to 6? You multiply by 3. Okay? 2 over 3 is the same as 6 over 9. They are equivalent fractions. They look different, but they have the same amount. They represent the same number. Okay? Here is an activity. I want you to take a few minutes and work on this on your own. I will be giving you some examples, and after that you're gonna be able to do it yourself as well. Looking at this fraction, it says create equivalent fractions. 2, 7 out of 12. Okay, and I am going to put this in a rectangle. Take a line. Just random fractions. What is the amount of equivalent fractions you can create? Which one do you think it is? Actually, the number of equivalent fractions you can create from this fraction is an infinite number. Okay, so let's start. First equivalent fraction you can create is if you multiply by 2. Multiply by 2, it means double of 7 is 14. Double of 12 is 24. Yes. And that fraction is equivalent to this fraction. Okay. Let's multiply by any other number you would like. Let's do 10. 7 multiplied by 10 is 70. 12 multiplied by 10 is 120. And that's it. You can pause the video and do a few more examples. I will not be showing you the answers for this activity because, as I mentioned previously, there is an infinity of numbers that you can write here in order to get a correct answer. Okay, so pause the video and give a few more examples. Yeah, remember you times the top and the bottom by the same number. Numerator times by 2, denominator times by 2, and you get your new fraction. Okay, so now that you had time to think about that, I'm gonna show you the next exercise. So in this exercise, you're gonna have to do the very similar thing, working with equivalent fractions. Looking at the two numbers that you already know, you have to find the connection between the 3 and the 6. So, as you can see, if you multiply the 3 by 2, you get 6. Okay, that means you have to also multiply the 2 on the top to find the missing number. Okay, for the next question, how can we get from a 5 to a 20? 5 times 4 gives you 20. It means we take the 4, we multiply it on the top, and we get a 4 here as well. Okay, that is my example, and these are the questions you need to work out in your book. I'm going to give you a few minutes to work out on these things. I have done the first 2 for you, and after that I'm going to give you the answers so you can mark them. Good luck and start working. Okay, moving on. Here are the answers to the first activity, the second activity actually. Mark these answers, and I am going to give you a very similar activity for the next one. Then you can finish off the lesson. Okay, moving on. Okay, here is the next activity, very similar. How do we get from a 6 to a 42? Multiplied by 7. It means this has to be multiplied by 7 as well. And that would be 49, okay? Carry on, pause the video, do the work in the book, and then I am going to give you the answers. Next, the answers are as follow. Okay, and the last activity, Macy has completed her maths homework. Can you explain what she has done wrong? Take a few minutes and try to find the mistake, then we will be discussing this. Let's see, there are no answers. Oh, but then we're gonna have to do it together. Obviously, to get from 4 to 16 multiplied by 4, 3 times 4, 12. So what Macy did wrong was she took the factor and she just put it in the box. She did not multiply the 3 by the 4. Okay, you can't get from 8 to 5 because this should be a multiple of 8. So 7 multiplied by 5 should be put here. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, 5 times 3 and 6 was multiplied by, so this should be 2, was divided by 2. So this number here was multiplied by 3 to give you 6. So the number in the box should be 2. And next one, 2 times 8 is 16, which means 8 times 8 should be 64. So the number that was missing is this one, which means that this is divided by 8. This is divided by 8, so should give you 5. Should give you 5, yes. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you in the next video. If you have enjoyed it and you want more, you can feel free to leave a comment with your preferred topic, and level, and I will do my best to create a video for you. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. This is your maths tutor Roxana, and I hope you feel like you have made some sort of progress today. See you next time. Bye for now.